I'll take this. Anybody?
I'll take one if it's available. No, thanks.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so let's see. In theory, I learned this like 13 years ago in English. 20b.
No, in the Hebrew.
So, yeah, okay. Chaf Beis. Okay, the Mishnah. This at least I prepared last night, so the Mishnah I'll know. Ze Omer Ksav Yadi, Ze Omer Ksav, Ze Ksav Yada Shel Chaveri. So you have one person, he says, this star I wrote, and star B my friend wrote. And then he has his friend who teams up with him, right? The other guy. Ze Omer Ksav Yadi, Ze Ksav Yada Shel Chaveri. Hare Elu Ne'emanin. So since Reuven and Shimon are both testifying about the signatures of star A and star B, you have two witnesses to each star, and that's going to be okay. However, Ze Omer Ksav Yadi, Ze Omer Ksav Yadi. If Reuven says that's my star, and Shimon says that's my star, Rebbe says, last I checked, in halacha you need two witnesses to fulfill something. So even though the guy is telling you that's my signature, that's not enough, and you need two witnesses. Disagree. Say when it comes to verifying your own signature, you can do that by yourself. Okay, so Gemara says, let's find out. Rebbe. When you're trying to figure out what's going on with Rebbe, who says that you need two people to verify a signature, Al Ksav Yadan Me'idim. Okay. He says, I guess they're testifying about their own Ksav Yad. That's why you need to. Yeah, exactly. But Chacham say no. The real testimony here is not about the veracity of the star. We see the star. What we really care about is the veracity of the content of the star, right? We care about the edus, about the loan. And the loan has two witnesses because it has two edim signed on it. So Gemara says, Pshita. Why not? Ma'udatema. The Rebbe, Spuki Misafkale, Ksav Yadim Hemeidim, Almana Shabashtar Hemeidim. So Rebbe's not sure what they're really testifying about. Menafkamina, Heichademis Chad Minayu. So what's the case? You're not sure if one of them has died. I'm going to take a peek at the art scroll. I'm really sorry about this. Prepared the wrong dab. The old prepared the wrong dab.
You're recording. Excuse me.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. In other words, it's obvious. Obviously, they're arguing whether the focus here is on the tochen, the content of the star, or the focus is on the verification. So the suggestion is that maybe Rebbe just wasn't sure. Well, what's the nafkamina if Rebbe wasn't sure, or if Rebbe was sure that he's testifying with a signature? What if one of the two witnesses died? So you're going to have two people come from the market in order to testify. Okay. Yeah, right. The Imkain, Kanafik, Nechi, Riva, Dimamona, Apuma, Techad, Sada. You're going to take out, why on earth would that be? Why are you going to take out 3/4 of the money from one guy?
They're trying to explain that each witness is it's a $100 star, then each witness is essentially testifying on 50. So you're causing one of the people to pay out of the 50, one eating paying on the 50.
You got two new agent comments, so now you really got four. One died,
Right.
the two came, and the one, so each one is 25.
Each one is 25, right?
Mm-hmm. Say one more time.
That's two Roshan does explain.
What's the explanation?
You have the original two witnesses, one of which died, and you have two witnesses who are coming to testify because the one guy who died. So technically, each one is testifying 25%.
So the two witnesses are testifying about the dead person's signature, and the other person is testifying about his own signature.
Yes.
It's the concept. It's a concept. It's not that. It's not exact.
Right.
It's either 0 or 100%. It's not.
Oh, I get it. Okay, because he would be. In other words, one aide would be testifying about himself and about the other aide, right?
Right.
Do you need one witness or two to verify the other signature? Because otherwise, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So no. So Rabbi was absolutely sure, no matter what, that he is testifying about his own signature. How do we know that? Two people were signed on a star. Right. So you need two people to verify the signature of the dead person. Rabbi Lakula Rabbanan leChamran. How is that the case? I'm really sorry.
Oh, because Rabbi says you only need one other witness because one of the other signatories is alive can actually testify. You need one witness. Rabbanan say you need two witnesses, two separate people besides the one besides the other signatory.
Okay, sounds good. V'lekatre elachad. Right. So what happens if you only have one witness who can verify the document? So what are you gonna do? You only got one guy. So Rabbiya lichtov chasimas yadei achasva. So this is probably what we would say instinctively. Have him sign just a random piece of paper, v'shadile b'veidina, and send it to the bezdin, v'chaskele beidina. Right, and so they'll just compare the signatures and they'll verify that indeed, right, this is exactly, the signature he has here perfectly matches the signature there, and so fine. The daf I prepared for yesterday, I guess, dealt with this, right? When are you allowed to verify signatures without direct edus, but just with the ksav yad itself? So by saying you can do that over here. So therefore, that one signature is taken care of, no problem, it's verified, and then and now I can just have the guy who's alive and one other witness testify about the other signature. So it's not going to be a 75-25 situation because the surviving witness's signature has been independently verified. Now, why did he say chaspa, which I think is a piece of clay? V'davka a chaspa, aval megilta lo. What on earth is a megilta? Megillah. That makes sense. Not on a scroll. Why? What's the difference? Dilma mishkach la inish. Delo mali v'ksav iluve my device. So basically, it's going to be used as a blank check, right? He'll find a piece of parchment with a signature on the bottom, and then he's going to fill in. Reuven owes me $1 million. Okay. Tanan hoti alav ksav yado shehu chayav lo gova min achasim b'nei chorin. So he could. That's not enough to collect from Nechasim Mishpadim. Just if you take out a star that says, right, I signed that I owe you money, so you don't have witnesses, that's not going to get Nechasim Mishpadim, but there will be enough to collect Nechasim B'nei Chorin, and that's why that's the potential for a scam. So do not sign on a piece of parchment. Okay. So we hold like the Chachamim who say that they're testifying on the star itself, and therefore you only need one guy. Okay, now pshita, like that's pretty obvious. Why wouldn't you think halacha like Chachamim? Well, halacha karebi mechavero va'afilu mechaverav. You might have thought the halacha is indeed that the halacha is like Rabbi mechavero. If Rabbi argues with one person, usually passes like Rabbi. So you might have expanded that and said we even pass like Rabbi against his friends in the plural. So we say no, Kashlan, that is not the case. The case often is with the previous generation, right? Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. We often actually do pass like against the Chachamim, but Rabbi, that is not the case. He only wins in a one-on-one. Okay. Simin nach nadchad. Okay, so I guess we have three cases coming up. Good for me to know. Amr le Rav Chanina bar Chia Rabbi Yehuda. Amr le Rav Huna bar Yehuda Rabbi Yehuda. Amr le Rav Chia bar Yehuda Rabbi Yehuda. Mir Shmuel Achi. Did Shmuel really say the halacha is like the Chachamim? You only need one witness to verify the signature. Right? The guy can verify his own signature. Can he really do self-verification by himself? There was once a shtar. It came out of Shmuel's bezdin. Midasa Rav Anan bar Chia the Asid Achasimos Yadei Dechad Da'amei. Right. So Dime. So clearly it was not enough for Rav Bar Chia to verify Soda's signature because the shtar that came out of his bezdin said that someone else co-verified. Umanu Rav Chana bar Abba. Fine. With us, Rav Chana bar Abba, v'asid achasimas yadei udachadamei umanu Rav Ana bar Chia. So apparently there are two shtaros. That's what we're saying, right? And each one, one had one of these guys, one of the other guys, and they each verified. They're joining up to verify both signatures. So that's a problem. That was a special situation. That was a shtar to collect from orphans. Four orphans? Why is he being machmer to collect for the orphans?
For the benefit for this of the atonement. That's why he was.
So he's being very careful. Why?
Finding a way to do it to help the atonement.
No. In other words, Shmuel's being machmer, right? He's requiring more verification than you normally would. Okay, Rashi explains. So why is he being more machmer than you normally would? So this is interesting. I guess we can get it. Not every bezdin was as competent as Shmuel's bezdin. The chash Shmuel lebezdin toin. So Shmuel was nervous. Maybe going to get three clans together, call themselves a bezdin, and they will require two witnesses to verify the shtar, and the Yisrael left high and dry. So he took the precaution proactively of making sure to get on the record dual verification. Okay, even though it was not really necessary. Okay, V'savar Shmuel. Dilma, sorry, maybe people will think that this is an exception for some reason. So Savar, Avid Rav, okay, so being very careful. Wonderful. Okay, I'll read the Shmuel. Now I guess this is the next thing, the Simon. So now what Shmuel say? Aid the Dayan Mitzdarfin. So a witness and a judge can combine to verify. Is this in general, or is this to verify? I assume this is to verify, right? Let's see. Shrash says shtar shikasav bo henpik. The chesed then on the henpik shalo. Okay, so the judge is verifying this is happening, and then he wants to collect henpik. What is it? Is henpik that it was paid? It's verified, right? Henpik it means that the bezdin approves of the thing, right? Okay, good, very good. So the aid and the dayan are combining to say that this was indeed a legitimate shtar. Okay, that's what's happening. So that is going to be acceptable. That's a great halacha. Okay. Amrava, my mal yusa. What's so great? My de kamasid sada lo kamasid dayana. My de kamasid dayana lo kamasid sahada. Right. So
whatever the Dayan says.
They're testifying about different things, but
one is testifying about.
I understand about one is about the that I signed this. Someone is testifying that the loan is accurate. Okay, I'm a little bit confused because I would have thought that they're both just testifying that they saw it verified, but I guess not. Okay.
No, what this is saying, he signed it.
He's saying this Hasimas Yado.
That he's saying it's my signature.
No, and
So they're technically testifying.
okay. I guess. I thought it was just that the witness says, "Yeah, I was in the bezdin," and they signed off on it. But I guess that's not the case. Reuben is saying, "I signed the shtar," and Shimon is saying, "We, it's a good shtar." Exactly. Okay. So Elak Yasa Ramar Yechezkel Amar Lo Tatsi Tinu Lahani Klali Takayel Yehuda Achti Mishmei Mishmei de Shmuel. Do not really. This is. Wait, I understand. Rami Bar Yechezkel is the brother of Wow. So apparently Rabbi Yehuda's father was Yechezkel. So Rami and Yehuda were brothers. So when Yechezkel showed up, even though we always quote Rabbi Yehuda and Shmuel, so his brother Rami said, "Do not trust everything my brother says in the name of Shmuel." That's astonishing.
In this case, yeah.
That's wild though, because he does this all the time. And I guess apparently he was living in Eretz Yisrael. Okay. Apparently, so his brother was shouting back and forth. So he came. That's wild. Okay. Ikla Rabnai. Okay, so another brother, Rabnai Achwa di Rabbi Chibar Abba, the Mizvin Shumshimi. So he came to sell. He's on a business trip, right? He's selling sesame seeds. Okay, very good. The Amar Hachem Shmuel, Abraham is starfin. No, it's not fake news. It's true. The eight of the nine can combine. Amar Meimar Kama Ayo Hashmaita. This sounds familiar. Amar Ravashla Meimar Mishum de Kalsa Avua the Imach At Nami Makalsit La. So, whoa, what's the family thing happening over here? So,
You know, he said it was good, you're
so
saying
because your grandfather, so apparently a Maimar's, I guess a Maimar's grandfather is a Yehuda.
Rami Bar Chama.
Ram Bar Chama. Ram Bar Chama's grandfather is no.
No, Rami Bar Chama is the
Rashi, no,
grandfather,
Rami Bar Chama is the grandfather.
the father of his mother.
A Maimar said it's good.
Yeah.
So Rav Ashi says because your grandfather
Bar Chama said it was good.
Ram Bar
You're
Chama said
saying
it's good, right? Exactly. You're still saying it's good, but Rava already in the last generation said it was bad. Okay. Okay, next up. Amar Rav Safra, Amar Rabbi Abba, Amar Rabbi Yitzchak Bar Shmuel Bar Marta, Amar Rav Huna, Amar Rav. Anyway, here we go. Here's the lacha. Shlosha sheyashu l'kayim ashtar. So three witnesses, three judges come to be makayim ashtar, right? Shnai makirin chasimos yidei edin. So two of them were recognized as signatures, so that's helpful. Be'achad eno makir. So one of them does not recognize. So what do? Ad shelo chasmu me'idin befanav. So I guess the other two witnesses can indeed testify that this is his signature. The chosim, and then he signs, and then you have three people who are bestin. Chasmu, but once they signed already, ein me'idin befanav v'chosim. So you can't do that. Why not? Until they sign the henpick. Okay, meaning the third Dayan can't sign the henpick because that's it is chazil shikra, right? He can't sign a henpick unless it's been already verified, right? So they tested the other two judges/witnesses testified to the third guy that the signature is accurate, and then they can sit and they can sign on it.
Is the signature verification.
The henpick is the Bezdin's verification of the star, right? So
They have a copy of this person.
the Bezdin will sign a document saying this is right, exactly. This is a verified star, right?
Oh.
So you need three judges to verify a star.
And if
So-
you signed first without the other one.
Then they were lying. It was not verified when they signed it. Exactly, right? So the procedure has to be first. You get three judges on board. So the first two testify to the third one, and then we say, okay, we now have a Bezdin, and now all three of us can sign it. So hold on a second. I guess the Gemara makes a deal. The only problem is you can't what?
They signed
So-
the star or separate document.
Okay, so the three of us are judges, right? We have a star, right? Our job is to sign a separate document that's going to be attached to the star saying our famous Daf Yomi Bezdin verifies the star, right? The problem is that I have never seen the signature in my life, so I can't verify it. So what we do is, right, two of you are going to tell me, we testify that it actually is an accurate signature. Now, great. Now we can go and we can fill out the hen because now the three of us have it officially approved. What we can't do is have you guys sign it and then tell me to sign it afterwards because that exactly. Otherwise, it's lying. So Gemara says, hold on a second. This is too makel because all you've done is forbidden the witnesses/judges from signing the star, from signing the henpick. Umi kasrina. But who says you can even write it in the first place? V'amar of Papi Mishay de Rava, hi asharta dedaini. So this is okay. So this is an approval, right, of the Bezdin. The nichtav mikamei, the nichvi sadi achasimas yadayu psula the mirsi kashikra. So what exactly is that thing that they're doing?
So whatever they didn't write before the Edim, it's possible. That's true, right? Before the Edim testified.
What's the difference between a sharta dedaini and a henpick?
Your husband says that the
No,
Shana
so-
Stani is just a reinforcement of the judicial certification.
So is that how's that any different from a henpick?
Probably like
It's
post,
an extra-
what does that mean? Post-tense, the non-lawyers will know this.
It's
an extra layer.
The judges reinforce it
There must
so
be
that they may be
two,
used for collection. They also include in the test and certification, we reinforce. Rashi says.
Alan, wow.
So,
It's really two
so
steps.
even if they didn't recognize it, the Edim didn't witness first, it looks undefined.
Okay, so it's just a little bit different. Now, the henpik is the judge's pharaoh the head is the judges say this is a good star, and the asharta is the judges say that the witnesses testified to the accuracy of their own signatures in our presence. So for all intents and purposes, it accomplishes the same thing as a henpik, which is why we have a problem, because we're saying you can't write it before they show up. To Mechzi Kashikra. Hachanami Mischazi Kashikra. Looks like you're lying when you even write it up beforehand. So Elaima Adilo Kasum Edim Bafana Vachosim, Yishakasu in Edim Bafana Vachosim. Okay, so the problem solved, just flip it around, right? They can't no writing either. Okay, now Shmami Natlas. So from the fact that the two witnesses can testify to the third guy that the signatures are accurate, and then the three of them form a bezdin and write a henpik. So you learn three things. What are they? Number one, Eid Naseh Dayan. Apparently, that's pretty self-explanatory. The witness is now turning around and transforming into a judge. Ushma Mina Dayan and Hamakir and Hachasimo. So they Eidim Einan Tzrichen Lahaid Bifneim. They do not need other people to testify in front of them. This like Kiddush HaChodesh just comes up, right? What happens to the judges see the moon? So similar here, they don't need independent people to testify to them. Okay, fine. Shamina Dayanan Shein Makir Nachasima Siyadei Eidim Tzrichen Lahaid Bifnei Kol Echad Ve'echad. Right. So you have to give separate testimony to each judge. I would have thought that would be obvious. Like, why would they just trust the other people? I don't know. Okay. Maskil Ravashi. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. So the happiness would have been an Amaretz. Okay. I mean, Shmuel told Amaretz in the last time, so I guess that makes sense. Okay. Masla Ravashi. So Ravashi can ask a kasha. Bishlama Eid Nasadai and Shamin and Mina. I understand how we learn from our case that a witness can become a judge. How do you know for sure that is the case? How do you know that the witnesses, that the judges who recognize the signatures don't need people to testify about it to them? Deka Mekaima Hagada Bechad. So since they are being Mekaima to one guy, meaning you're combining assumptions. Maybe in that case it's different because I do have testimony before them, right? How do I have testimony before the judges? Because I do have a testimony before judge number 3. So you can't prove, right? Because now, and he's gonna team this up. He's gonna undermine both of the assumptions. Now, once that's the case, no. Bashani hacha jelo kamakaima hagada klal. Because right, if you combine these two, so you say it would have been absolutely 0. But basically, what's happening is you could say you do need testimony, but you only need testimony before one judge. So you're going to kill 2 birds with one stone, right? When Reuben and Shimon testified to Levi, so now I do have the necessary testimony to the accuracy of the chasima, and I only needed that accuracy in front of one judge, not in front of 3. So you put those two together, it could totally turn this on its head. Okay, so that's a problem. So Yasir of Ava, the Ka'amr lahashmaita to Eid Nasid. Okay, so I guess the Gemara stands. It's not totally proven. So Gemara shifts a little bit. So Rav Ava was quoting this that Eid Nasid Dayan, right? We said at least we've been able to prove one of the 3. Then it can be a Dayan. So Rav Ava was quoting this in the Shir. Ace favor of Safra, the Rabbi Abba. Safra was there and he goes after. What's the contradiction? Oh, look at that. Bezdin. So the case in Rosh Hashanah, if 3 people see the moon and they are a Bezdin, Yandu Shnayim, Yashiv Mechavreim, Eitel Hayachid, Idu Bifneim. So they get one Yomru, Mekudash HaKodesh, Mekudash, She'ein Hayachid Naaman Al Yidei Atzla, Visaka Daitach Eid Nasadayin, Lamali Kulei Hai. Why do I need all these people involved? Leisvu. Yeah, exactly. Just right, exactly. You only need 3. Okay, that's a good question. Amalei Afladidi Kashali. Yeah, it's a good question. I actually asked this once back in the day. You're not the first genius to think this up. Shilte, Rav Yitzchak Bar Shul Marta, Rav Yitzchak, Rav Huna, Rav Huna Lachia Bar Rav, Lachia Bar Rav, the Rav. So there's like an ancient history to this kasha being asked. Va'amar lehu hanachli. This is chodesh deoraisa. So we're more strict when it comes to b'makadesh chodesh, which is a din deoraisa, and therefore it's going to need absolutely no Eid Nasadayin. However, don't need to verify a star. It's all stringency midrabanan. Okay, let's stop here.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Let's go.
Gotta let you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 7:30.